So before I saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, I realized I couldn't think of anything else recent that I saw that I could pair with this. I was getting excited to finally do my first solo movie review in a long time. The YOLO Silver Destiny one doesn't count because it was a TV show, and maybe also because of how obscure it is. But then, on that same weekend, I saw the most recent episode of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur on Disney+. It's been out for a few weeks, but I've just watched it now because I've been mostly watching the episodes weekly, coinciding with when they air on the Disney Channel. And I realized something. This might actually be a season finale. Sure enough, it was. Now I should probably talk about it since it technically ended so recently, and because it pairs well with Guardians. Look what you made me do, Disney. I could have done something different, but no. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur was created by Jeffrey M. Howard, Kate Condell, and Steve Loader, based on a series of Marvel comics. It's about a girl genius in the Lower East Side of New York who has access to an old secret lab. She turns on a portal in that lab and a dinosaur comes into the present. And he's actually opening to teaming up with the girl to fight evil. And so now we have a show. I've mentioned it in my Ant-Man and the Wasp video, and what a surprise. That day I was treated to a quality Marvel product, because I saw a couple episodes of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur beforehand. And it's still a quality Marvel product. Apparently Marvel hasn't had a lot of luck with their animated stuff. I don't know much about that because I haven't seen any of them recently, but they've made something great here. The first thing one may notice about it is how stylized it is, like a completely hand-drawn version of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. The animation is fast-paced and full of comic-style blurbs and transitions and filters and stuff, and the climax to most if not all of the episodes is some sort of stylized music video type sequence, set to original music or even the occasional licensed song, including a memorable appearance from Sweatpants by Childish Gambino. That kind of style and energy is the best part, but the show also works because of the stories and characters. The title characters are interesting to watch. Moon Girl is relatable and has good chemistry with Devil and her human friend, while Devil Dinosaur is equally interesting despite not being able to talk. He's a product of animation's ability to make creatures more expressive without worrying about looking realistic. The stories are alright. Sometimes you can tell this is aimed at children, but there's still definitely a lot for older animation and superhero fans. It does occasionally deal with more adult themes, like not as mature as certain other shows where it's about trauma or war or something, but things like gentrification and other social issues. And it ends on a cliffhanger that could lead to a potentially interesting, probably more story-driven second season. And I'm excited to see how that goes. This is a great superhero cartoon with an excellent style and a good title duo at its core.
A Steven Spielberg film.
Fences are failing all over the park.
Yeah, that's nice. Gotta go.
An adventure.
Look out! Down!
I can't get Jurassic Park back online.
65 million years in the making. Jurassic Park.
Major crap!
The quest continues. The circle closes. The saga lives on. Return of the Jedi begins May 25th at a theater in your galaxy.
Now on to what you probably came here for, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Another Disney Marvel project. Can you believe people say there's a monopoly? Written and directed by James Gunn, the new head of the DC Cinematic Universe. And he finishes his work with Marvel with the epic conclusion to his Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy. In some of my previous videos I said that these movies are my favorites in the MCU. I've also said that I think Suicide Squad was even better than them. Now Volume 3 has one-upped all three of those films. Yep, in my YouTube short I said that it was the best Marvel movie since Endgame. I had just seen it and that was as far as I wanted to go so soon after. But it didn't take me long after before I decided that I was willing to just go all the way and put it as my favorite. James Gunn is an unlikely master of the superhero genre. Seriously, look at his filmography before the first Guardians and tell me that you think he'd have this kind of reputation with superhero movies. Actual mainstream superhero movies, not just stuff like Super. This has everything that made the other two great. It has the same sense of humor and fun, the same colorful world and visuals, and the same cool action. All of that in droves. But what really puts it over the others is a level of emotion and sincerity. The other two were definitely sincere, but this one, it's the last one, the closer. So yeah, it's more so. It's more emotional, wrapping up their adventures in a meaningful way. And it deals with the characters' personal struggles, most notably Rocket, who's pretty much at the center of the story here. We see his origins and horrible past in an entire subplot of flashbacks that are tailor-made to rip the audience's heart out. This time, James Gunn actually knows not to turn the saddest part of the movie into a joke. And they help to make the main villain, who is behind all that, into a more dislikable presence. This is a great villain. He's the great evolutionary played by Chukwudi Iwuji. All this hype behind Jonathan Majors Kang, and he's been overshadowed by this guy. In my eyes, so far. But despite all that, it's still relatively upbeat. It's full of the usual light fun, just with a darker feel to it. The action is as good as you'd expect, including a scene set to the Beastie Boys' No Sleep Till Brooklyn, which is one of the high points of the entire trilogy, if not the universe. It has great visuals, often with great cinematography for a superhero film. And at the end there are more than a few happy tears. I guess really my main complaint is that I'm still confused how Gamora came back. Maybe it's something that the big fans are getting easily, maybe I'm just stupid, but I still don't get it. The movie did a bad job of explaining. I was thinking of having that have an effect on my rating, but then I remembered that Everything Everywhere All at Once was more confusing with its rules, and I still bumped my original 4.5 stars to a perfect rating. That didn't hold that one back, and neither should this. This will get a 5-star rating. I haven't given a 5-star to any other MCU movie before. In fact, I don't think I've given that rating to any superhero movie from anybody. In some of my most anticipated list videos, I've said that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was the best superhero movie I've ever seen, and I only gave that 4.5 on Letterboxd. I mean, I think it's very close to a 5. Maybe someday I actually will bump it up to a 5, possibly just because I'm not sure if I'm willing to say that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is better than it, although I'm not completely denying the possibility. But anyway, the point is that I think I'm willing to give a 5 now. It's a shining light in the mediocreness that is post-Endgame Marvel movies. Marvel really lost a good one here with James Gunn, although I actually have faith in the DC Cinematic Universe again. Between the two fast-paced musical Marvel products that I've talked about in this video, this is by far the best. This is the first 5-star movie of the year that I've seen. There might be another one coming soon, something that could stop me from putting a Marvel film as the best film of the year, but I'll say it's my favorite of the year if it comes to that by the time 2024 comes along. And at this point, Marvel has made both the top and the bottom of my 2023 ranked list. There were almost definitely plenty of movies from this year that I might hate more than Ant-Man, but I have not seen them and probably never will. But I'm confident this would still be at the very least close to my favorite movies of the year so far, even if I've seen everything up to this point, considering the fact that we aren't even close to Oscar season yet. It's the perfect ending to what might be the most consistently great superhero trilogy ever.